Why is gig work hard to measure in the LFPR? Have you ever wondered why gig work seems to slip through the cracks when we talk about the labor force participation rate? It's a fascinating topic that reveals much about our changing economy. The labor force participation rate measures the percentage of working-age individuals who are either employed or actively looking for work. However, gig work, which includes jobs like ride-sharing or freelance tasks, often doesn't fit neatly into this picture. One reason gig work is tough to measure is that many gig workers are classified as independent contractors. This means they are not considered traditional employees. Standard employment surveys, like the Current Population Survey, focus on wage and salary jobs. Because of this, gig workers may not be counted, especially if they do not report gig work as their main job. Another challenge is that gig workers often juggle multiple jobs. Some might have a full-time job and take on gig work to earn extra income. Others might only work gigs occasionally. This variability makes it hard to track their employment status consistently. For instance, a gig worker might not have worked during the survey reference week but still views themselves as part of the workforce. This can lead to them being misclassified as unemployed. Additionally, many gig workers see their gigs as side hustles rather than their main source of income. In fact, only about 1 in 9 gig workers report gig work as their primary income. This perception affects how they respond to surveys. If they do not consider gig work their main job, they might not mention it at all, leading to an undercount in participation rates. The gig economy is also diverse, covering everything from driving for ride-sharing services to freelance digital work. This variety makes it difficult for data collection methods to capture all gig activities uniformly. The informal nature of these jobs, along with varying pay and tax situations, adds to the complexity of measuring gig work accurately. From a broader economic perspective, not counting gig work properly can distort our understanding of the labor market. It can make the official employment rate look lower and the labor force participation rate decline, even as more people engage in gig work. If we could account for gig work accurately, we might see employment rates rise by several percentage points, giving us a clearer picture of labor market activity. This measurement issue is important for policymakers. If they relying on labor force participation rate data, they might underestimate how many people are actively engaged in the labor market. Understanding these challenges is vital for interpreting labor market statistics and adapting measurement tools to reflect the evolving nature of work. Gig work is hard to measure in the labor force participation rate because it is often informal, part-time, and not consistently reported in traditional surveys. This leads to significant undercounting, which impacts the accuracy of labor market indicators.